This project is going to be so cool, you don't even know. Hello, my name is Angie and I like to promote creativity in others. Welcome to, or welcome back to The Angie Show. And today we are going to be working on a pair of jeans and turning them into a really cool, kind of bougie pair of bell bottoms. So let me show you the things that we're going to need for the project. First, we are going to need some jeans. And these are the jeans that I have right here. There we go. There's the back. And I'm also going to be cutting the waistband off of these jeans. I don't like pants that go above my belly button. And these pants are like mom jeans or something. And no offense if you're into mom jeans, I know they're totally in style, but I'm going to cut the waistband off because they're not in style for me. So I'll show you how to do that in case you want to cut your waistband off too if your waistband is too high. Let me show you what else we're going to be using. I'm so excited I can't even talk. This project is going to be so cool, you don't even know. We are also going to be using some of this little trim right here. Actually got it at the thrift store, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere. We of course will need some thread. We'll need some scissors. If you are cutting your waistband off, you are going to need some little hook and loops. Just one set actually. Of course we need our little markers to mark on our fabric, and we need some big paper to make our pattern. So without further ado and more rambling, let's go ahead and get started with this project. The very first thing we need to do is put the pants on and mark where the knee is at because we are cutting the pants off at the knee. So let's go ahead and try those on. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and mark our knee. So I'm using a permanent marker. And really, you only need to mark the knee on one side because we want to duplicate that side. So now it's time to take the pants off, and I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is actually cut the waistband off, and I do need the pants right side out. To do that is just carefully cut right below the line where the waistband is sewn on. And make sure that you do not cut the zipper, any part of it. When you get to a belt loop, just go ahead and cut underneath it. There will be some pretty thick parts that you'll need to cut, so you'll need some really sharp scissors. I suggest Fiskar. And then we'll just go ahead and cut the belt loop off. There, all done. Alright, and the next thing we're going to do is use a handy dandy seam ripper to get these belt loops off. Okay, so now that we have our mark right here, we're going to go ahead and cut it. First, we're going to go ahead and measure to make sure that everything is even, so we're not cutting it crooked. From the bottom of the pants to where the line is, it is 16 1/4. So we will want to measure 16 1/4 all the way across the jeans. Now save the legs because we are going to use them to figure out the length of our rest of our pants that we're going to put on instead of these legs. The first thing we want to do is fold the paper in half because we want to make sure that our pattern is the same on both sides. So now we need a pencil and a ruler. So we do want our pattern piece to be a little bit longer than our pants piece to allow for the hem and to allow for sewing it on. So as I put my pants piece on here, I do see that it is bigger, and that will give me plenty of space. Alright, so what we want to determine is like how big of a flare we want our pants to have. Let's make sure that we're in the middle of the pants. So this is about 21, so the middle would be about 10 1/2. Oh, that's funny. We're actually on 10 1/2. I am good. So then we're going to angle it out and cut our bell bottom. Also keep in mind you do want your bell bottom a little bit bigger because you do need to allow for seam allowance. especially at the top. I actually traced mine right to the edge there, and I needed to allow for seam allowance, so when I'm cutting it, I'm going to cut a little bit more at the top. And then we also need to cut the bottom straight. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cut that one leg out, and then we'll use it as a pattern to cut our next leg out. You know, I probably should have ironed the fabric, but I have a problem because I don't iron, so there's that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out the other 3 pieces along with the rest of this piece. Right, so I got everything cut out, but there was a little change of plans. I did not have enough fabric for all of the purpley red color. On the back, we are going to use this lovely green color. Let me show you what it looks like with the purpley red. See? It looks really pretty. First thing we need to do is actually sew these pieces together, and they need to be inside out. So it needs to be right side to right side. Now, since we are using denim, we are going to change our needle to a denim needle. I have a dirty little secret. First of all, I forgot to tell you about one of the ingredients. The most important ingredient for this project is coffee, like always, and also my confession is that I did go ahead and pin, and I sewed the piece, if you can see it, onto the pants, and I tried them on without you to see how it would look, and it looks really, really good. So we're going to go ahead and sew the other piece together. Let's go ahead and get to pinning. We want to make sure that pant is as straight as possible, making sure the seams are like on the sides and things like that. And I'm actually going to start pinning just right in the middle. Now we're going to go ahead and get to sewing, and let me tell you, sewing is a lot of fun. The fabric kind of bunches up. You really have to be careful what you're doing. You need to go kind of slow. Anyway, good luck with your sewing, and wish me good luck with mine. Alright, and here are the pants. So they are just perfect in length. So I'm just kind of spreading them out here, and then I am just going to go ahead and cut off the extra, and then we're going to hem them. And no, I'm not using a ruler. I'm just going to cut it off. I just do it my way. So my camera battery went out, and I just went ahead and finished cutting the pants really quick. And now it is time to hem them. So I went ahead and hemmed the pants. And now we are going to put the waistband on our pants. So if you don't need to do this, no problem. Just go ahead and skip ahead to the embellishing part of the video. After looking at the fabric and measuring it, the part that I had left, I found that it wasn't long enough. So we're going to go ahead and use these 2 scraps to make our waistband. So I'm going to want my waistband about 1.5 inches thick. I'm going to measure mine out about 4 inches to allow for seam allowance. What we're going to do is go ahead and turn it into a tube, and then we'll turn it right side out. We are going to go ahead and turn it right side to right side, pretty side to pretty side. And we're going to sew a long stitch right along here, and then we're going to turn it right side out. And now that we have our tube, we are going to go ahead and turn it right side out so we can use it as the waistband of our jeans. The next thing we're going to do is actually put the seam that we made on the underneath side of it. You're going to go ahead and sew right along the very, very edge, just to create that nice kind of professional looking look. So I have mine to where it's lined up with my actual foot right here, and I'm just going to use that foot as my guide to sew along the whole piece. one of these days I'm gonna hit 100,000 subscribers and I'm not gonna work in a basement anymore. And you can help. If you are not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The next thing we're gonna do is do the same thing to the other side, and then we will sew it onto our jean. Fold one edge under and go ahead and sew that. We will be sewing the other edge under once we determine exactly how big we're going to need for our waistband of our pants. For this part, we are going to need to have our pants right side out, and we are going to start pinning the waistband right at the beginning of the fly. And we want to pin it down about a 1/2 inch going all the way around. Now, you're going to have these little rivets right here. And you're going to want to be careful when you're sewing it on not to hit a rivet, because that will break a needle and that could fly in your eye, and then you'd have to go to the hospital and it'd just be a terrible thing. Well, first what I'm going to do is just kind of sew up the seam here on the side to get it nice and hemmed. I have gone ahead and put the waistband on, so let me show you. Here is the waistband. Now, I also went ahead without you, and I know you can do it, but I put these little hooks on. It's a hook and loop, so it hooks right there. Let me show you what they look like. So there's the hook, but right here is the loop. I did go ahead and apply the trim to one leg just to show you what it would look like. And then we're going to go ahead and apply the trim to the other leg. So here is our trim. Some of you are going to get after me, but I didn't want to hand sew that on, and I didn't want to try to machine stitch it on. So I went ahead and used E6000. And I'll probably go back and put a couple hand stitches in there just to be on the safe side. But E6000 sticks to everything, it's permanent. And then what we're going to do is just start applying E6000 glue to the strip. And you want to do small parts at a time, maybe 3 or so inches at a time. You just want to put the glue on the top part. So if you have like a top silver part like I do, I'm just putting it on the top silver part. And I'm using a decent amount, but not so much that it's going to squish over. You do need to wait 24 hours for E6000 to cure. So now we have this side glued on. I like it. I'd like to glue some onto the bottom of the pants as well. It is kind of a pain in the butt to glue it on, but I think that it will look really neat. So we're going to do that next. We're just going to go ahead and put some glue just right on the edges so it doesn't fray. And when we're putting them on the bottom of the pants, we want to put the top of it right at the bottom so it extends down. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera, and then we will probably just try them on and see how they look. So the pants are done. I finished putting the trim on, and I want to show you what they look like. I am so excited. They look so awesome. And here you are. So we've got the cool little lace thing on the bottom. Whoa, I just ran into my wall. We've got the knees right here, and we've got our little waistband right here. Right here. I know that I told you we're over. I swear that. All right. So those are the pants, and I'm so excited that you could join me while I made these. I wanted to thank you for joining me for this video. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that you could come. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments below. And I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, fantastic day after you watch the next video on the screen. So there will be a video coming up. It's going to be perfect for you, and I will see you there. I hope that your day is beautiful and wonderful and as great as mine was spending it with you. Peace out. There will be some pretty thick cuts. There will, what? There, or not, I don't know what it's called, but whatever. Caught me drinking an energy drink.